It's college football playoff or bust down on the Bayou. And these are 3 reasons why I believe that the LSU Tigers will be better in the 2024 college football season. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and check out SEC Unfiltered via podcast, social media, and our website, secunfiltered.com. The following is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks, guys. Go down the Prize Picks app or go to prizepicks.com. When you do, use the promo code SECU to get a first deposit match up to $100, guys. Again, that's our friends at Prize Picks. Promo code SECU to get your first deposit match today. There's a lot of pressure on Brian Kelly and LSU. It's year 3. And year 3, as we know, is when folks make up their mind, fairly or unfairly, who are you? Are you going to pop or are you not? Are you the guy or are you not? And after losing a lot of pieces, 3 first-round draft picks alone on the offensive side of the football, many people are asking the question, how could LSU be better in 2024? It feels they all but have to take a step back after losing the Heisman Trophy winner and many, many others as well. But fear not. I've got 3 reasons why I feel that LSU football could be and will be better in the 2024 college football season. And guys, we will start with number 1 here. Because listen, I think it's a fair question. How do you lose the Heisman Trophy winner and get better, right? How do you lose key contributors off an offense that was a historically great offense in Baton Rouge? How do you lose those guys and take a step forward? Well, hear me out on this, because I don't think Garrett Nussmeier, who's going to be your new QB1, I don't think Garrett Nussmeier is going to be Jaden Daniels. I don't know if there's another guy on that roster at wide receiver that's going to be Malik Neighbors or even Brian Thomas. But hear me out on this, guys. The first reason why I think LSU football is going to be better this year, more balance offensively. Simply put, having more balance on the offensive side of the football. Where when you look at Jaden Daniels, he was fantastic last year. I mean, there's no question. Again, he didn't win that trophy on accident. But when you look at what Jaden Daniels had to do, guys, you look at the leading rushers in the SEC last year. Cody Schrader from Missouri was number 1. Number 2, Jaden Daniels from LSU. So the fact that Jaden Daniels had to do it all, I mean, really, truly carry the load for the LSU offense. I think when you take a look, you go back and look at the spring game. I know it's the spring game. And you start, guys, you have a great foundation. You got the offensive line. It's going to be one of the best offensive lines in the SEC, if not all of college football. I think this year, though, you're going to have Caleb Jackson at the running back position amongst a host of others as well, right? Garrett Nussmeier is QB1. I think you're going to have more balance offensively where you're not having to put it on one guy. I think LSU is going to be more dynamic. I think they're going to be more multidimensional from the standpoint of, again, they can throw the football, they can run the football, they can mix in play action, they can do different things offensively, and it's not all going to be by one person. So I know that's hard to grasp, right? It's hard to think, how could the offense be better? They probably aren't going to score more points per game. They're probably not going to have more yards per game. They're probably not going to have a Heisman Trophy winner. But I think they could be more effective when it comes to running the football with a true running back and doing different things in the run game and giving a support system to their quarterback and not having to put it all on one guy. So listen, I think more balance offensively, even though you lose 3 first-round draft picks, even though you lose the Heisman Trophy winner, I think having more balance, having more true balance on the offensive side, I think it's going to lead to increased efficiency for the LSU offense, and I think in turn, this LSU football team. Guys, my second reason why I think LSU football will be better, and many of you are probably asking, how could you not start with the defense? Because on the flip side, right, you had all these great draft picks on the offensive side of the football. The offense was the best in college ball. This was a historically, and I mean historically, bad defense a season ago. So, guys, why will LSU football be better? I could just say because the defense can't be worse. You literally cannot be worse. But my second reason why LSU football, I believe, is going to be better, not only can they not be worse, but with the addition of Blake Baker, right? A guy who did wonders at Mizzou. This man, he's one of the best defensive coordinators, in my opinion, in college football. And this was a great hire. I love this addition to their staff. But I think you saw this in the spring game, and it's not going to be perfect. The defense will not be perfect. There are holes. There are severe holes at the defensive tackle spot, right? There's holes on that defense across the board. But I think what you're going to see from LSU, at minimum, and this is going to make them exponentially better, a more fundamentally sound defense. Guys, you got to walk before you can run. Heck, you got to crawl before you can walk. That's the point we're at with the LSU defense, right? And so I think simply tackling, playing your assignments, running to the football, not lollygagging around, jogging around. Who remembers the Ole Miss game last year, LSU folks? Who remembers that game where guys are half-assing it down the field, right? I think you're going to see an LSU defense play with a tenacity they did not have last year. I think they're going to be more fundamentally sound. Doesn't mean they're not going to make mistakes, but I think after what we witnessed in 2023, it's going to be night and day different. I really believe that. It's going to be night and day different from a fundamental standpoint. That's going to help people like Harold Perkins Jr. and the talent you do have coming back on defense, right? They're going to put him in a great position to succeed, and certainly that's a reason why LSU will be better. But as a whole, I think LSU on the defensive side, with Blake Baker coming in, again, you got to crawl before you walk. You got to walk before you run. I think LSU is going to hammer down the fundamentals. They're going to be a fundamentally sound defense, and I think that alone is going to help them take a major step forward from a year ago and be much improved, thus improving this football team as a whole. And guys, my final reason why I believe that LSU football will be better this season. And again, we talk about all the draft guys, right, that got selected, all the great talent that's gone. But guys, this is LSU. You don't rebuild at LSU. You reload. My third and final reason why LSU football is going to be better, guys, new star power is going to emerge on both sides of the football. Guys, again, it's LSU. You don't rebuild at LSU. You reload at LSU. And they've got guys to reload with. Just a couple that have stood out: linebacker Deshaun Womack, center DJ Chester. Of course, I mentioned Caleb Jackson, who I think is going to be the next big thing at the running back position in the SEC. Whit Weeks at linebacker, Javion Toviano at defensive back, CJ Daniels, the Liberty transfer, at the wide receiver position, guys. You also look at that freshman class you added, the transfer portal class outside of missing at D tackle was solid. Guys, it's who's next up at LSU. It's not about who's next, but who's next up at LSU. There's going to be guys that step up. There's going to be guys that emerge. The one thing you can count on at LSU is an immense amount of talent, and they've still got that in Baton Rouge. Yes, there are question marks. Yes, there are guys who have to emerge as big-time playmakers. Don't get me wrong. Got to emerge as dudes, but there's a number of players, and you hear about some of these young defensive backs as well and some of these other youngsters, guys. I think LSU is going to be just fine. I think they're going to be just fine. They still have question marks in some areas for sure, but I think the emergence of some new playmakers, some new guys in some key spots, I think it's going to lead to an even better LSU in 2024. So again, guys, my three reasons why I believe that LSU football will be better this season: number one, more balance offensively; number two, a more fundamentally sound defense; and number three, new star power emerging on both sides of the football. Guys, it's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily: iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, you can find us across all social media platforms as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.